Caleb, you've said a couple times now that practice has been harder than the games, and we love that as a concept around here. Why do you think the games have been easier than your Bears practice?
I would say I think Coach does a good job of, and obviously the games are hard. Obviously, coaches, the other teams are, obviously going to try and, throw a bunch of different wrinkles in the game or in the game and things like that. But practices and things like that, Coach said he was going to, try and make practice and going to make practice harder than the games. And so the situations he puts us in, how hard we actually, are out there working, how much time I would say we put into it throughout the day, how much time we're on the field, on the grass, a bunch of other things that puts us in, different circumstances. Like one of the things that we do, we from the huddle to the line to the actual play, a lot of times the shot clock is a little bit higher than or starts a little bit later in actual games, and it doesn't practice for us. So it's just, the small things that make, the game, a little bit easier on game day.
Do you enjoy going against a defense that talks a lot and has some swagger? Jalen Johnson is a friend of this show. Have you had some chatter with Jalen Johnson? He's aware that he's very good. If you're not aware, he is aware that he's excellent.
Yeah, no, he is really good. And it's been great going against him and against that defense. Like I've said, since I've got here, the defense, statistically last year was top 5. And then, this year, I think they're going to just elevate and be a lot better than they were last year, just growing and building off the bond and belief that they have within themselves and then, within the team. And so, going against them, it's been really fun. It's been really challenging. Them throwing a bunch of different things at me, from coverages to blitzes to simulated blitzes and all these different things throughout this process.
Yeah, I think it's legit too, because at the beginning of camp, I didn't really want to buy into all of that, like the defense is making Caleb better, and because we dealt with that with your predecessors as well, but I do feel like it's absolutely legitimate. One thing that I've been wondering, Caleb, just from being out at the press conferences with you and listening to you in other interviews, that it seems like you take exception to people saying that everything you do out there is natural, such as the 45-yard bomb to Roma Dunze. Is that true? Do you take exception to that because there's hard work involved as well?
Yeah, I mean, those things, things like that don't just come from over time, and it may have come from other sports that I've played over time, but it doesn't just, I don't just grow up as a little child and have, this I guess you could say everybody makes so much big of a deal, but unnatural, things or plays that happen. We work on those things. We work on a bunch of different situations. I've worked on a bunch of different situations, and, whether it's actually contort my body and put my body in different positions to be able to deliver the ball right, left, in the pocket, out of the pocket, going backwards, going forward, sideways, all these different things. All those things I've worked on over the years, and then, it may just seem or look natural because it didn't just happen, from this year to last year. It's been something that I've been able to, carry over for years on years, and because of the work that I've, put in, and then the work that we put in as a team. I think a lot of it comes from confidence, from the hard work.
So, Caleb, there's a clip on one of the Hard Knocks episodes where you say that you don't get nervous. That like it happened once in high school, but not anymore. That's amazing. Is that something you have taught yourself or willed yourself to not get nervous? And how have you done that?
I think that's another thing that comes from the belief in the hard work that I've put in, whether it's mental. And studying the plays, studying the other team, whether it's physical in my belief of when I go out there, I'm physically matched up well versus other, versus the defense. And then, I also put myself in different positions mentally, that if situations pop up that I haven't physically practiced, that I, mentally at least I've hopefully gone over and things like that.
Caleb, one thing that is very noticeable from us, from the media, watching you again every day out in practice, is that you're constantly smiling. Like, you're always smiling out there. We see it on Hard Knocks. I see it every day out at practice. Why are you always smiling? Is life that good out there, Caleb?
Life is pretty good being I've been a part of this organization, been quarterback. I get to be around some great people every single day. And it's also, even when I'm not necessarily feeling the best, it also is a job that I have, where it's not about me. It's not about, how I'm feeling. It's not about anything like that. It's about making sure that I can control those emotions, making sure that, my emotions aren't affecting my teammates, and bringing them down in negative ways. So me being pissy, or me being angry, or me not smiling, or giving positive energy to my teammates, is affects the team. And so, being able to smile, being able to, bring joy and light, is an important part of my job. And obviously, I'm not going to be a robot. Obviously, there's going to be times where I do get frustrated and things like that, and say stuff or act certain ways. But being able to control it in a certain manner, is important and a part of this job.
We're talking to Caleb Williams here on 670 The Score. Aaron Rodgers as a model for quarterback play. Man, as much as he has kicked our ass in this town, it makes all the sense in the world because of the style of play and the greatness. What traits or mechanics did you specifically work to emulate from Aaron Rodgers?
From a young age, I've worked his out-of-pocket stuff, trying to be as accurate as possible is another. And then I would say another one is I learned this at a young age. The more the ball can spin, the easier it is for the wide receiver to catch it. I learned that from him. And so always trying to make sure that the ball has a spiral. Its spin rate is up. There's a bunch of the way I'm trying to remember if I just said this, but the way he contorts his body. One of my favorite throws, I think, is his first start versus the Vikings. He's kind of rolling out left and throws it, kind of falling back, I guess, and throws it over his head in between like two or three people and completes it for a touchdown. It's down in the red zone if y'all want to go back and look at it. Just the miraculous things that he can do in games, in the pocket, out of the pocket, whether he's getting pulled down. He's always been pretty special. So, looking up to him as a QB, and trying to practice things that he's done or that I've seen, has been a part of my practice and trainings.
Oh, the irony that you, this quarterback we now have in town and we're so excited about, are emulating a guy that so many of us had grown to hate. Caleb, are you okay if we still hate him as Bears fans in this town?
I have no decision making over who you love or hate. I'll always appreciate his.
Oh, yeah, no, we appreciate his excellence. Absolutely. And that's been an interesting thing to talk about because we appreciate him. Absolutely. But also hate him just the same. But man, it's the way that you're talking about with all that extra spin makes all the sense in the world. One other thing about the way you play, and it always struck me that it's the way that he played too, scrambling and moving around, but always looking to throw. Oh my God, always looking to buy time to throw. Is that something that you've watched him do through the years, among others?
Yeah, I would say in those ways we're very similar. I don't necessarily want to run or enjoy running as much as I enjoy throwing an explosive play or just a positive play down the field to one of my guys when the play breaks loose. And a lot of times in games or anything like that, there's always explosive plays once you break the pocket. Obviously, you have things set up within the pocket and explosive plays that happen within the pocket. But a lot of plays become really explosive when you break the pocket. So always looking to throw, knowing that factor, and then when it gets time to run, third downs, time to go win or fourth quarter, anything like that, 2 minute, it's time to go run sometimes. So just picking and choosing.
You know, even in the Super Bowl last year, when everybody was talking about Pat Mahomes making plays with his legs, he made those plays because they respected that he could kill him with the throw at all times, right? It's like the throw's got to come first. Don't you agree?
Yep. Yeah. Throw in my mind, throw always comes first.
How comfortable are you just staying in the pocket, Caleb? We've seen a lot of, play action and moving out of the pocket. Are you comfortable in the pocket as well?
Yeah. Yeah, I can do anything and everything that the team needs me to do. In the pocket, out of the pocket, whatever the case may be. Keepers, play fakes, play actions, handoffs, under center, gun, sprint outs, you name it.
Bears.
See,
nice.
That's anything that they need. We're enjoying you saying the Bears at the end of every press conference. How much fun are you having with that and with the claw at this point, Caleb?
Yeah, it's been fun. It's been good. They've been, I think the fans and I think they're catching on a little bit faster than my teammates are, but it's been great. I didn't think it was actually going to catch on, or I wasn't even trying to make it catch on. I thought it was going to be my thing, and then it's been every time whether it's a picture or whether it's people talking about it, it tends to pop up a lot now. So yeah.
I absolutely love it. I'm sitting in your press conferences. The only adjustment that I would make to it, Caleb, like once you get comfortable, just simplify it and just go with a simple Bears. Bears. Just like that. You don't even need the duh. Just go Bears.
Got it.
All right. Thanks, Caleb. Thanks for doing it, man. We'll talk to you soon. Appreciate it.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right.
Thanks, man.
That's Caleb Williams.